Hello everyone, I am Crawlers and this is another episode of Ridiculous Loadout. As you may already know, this is a series I started way back when in the Battlefield 3 days, basically whoring myself out for cheap views, running a suggested loadout from one of you in the comments section. So, today Gus Davis suggested a fun loadout called the Czech-Mate. And besides the fun name for this loadout, this consists of the CZ3A1, an HD33 red dot, I suppose hollow sight, of which the game has quite a few, and a flash hider, an angled foregrip, and the laser light combo. Now, also with me is the CZ75 pistol with the suppressor and a mini red dot sight. And, well, what can I say about the CZ3A1 that hasn't already been said before? It's a fun little PTW made in the Czech Republic in real life. In Battlefield 4 though, it is, as all PTWs, it is only available to the engineer class, and although I completely disagree with that decision, DICE has kind of brushed the community's opinions aside on that one. But, as I said, in Battlefield 4, it's got a tremendously fast rate of fire, but amazingly, it's not as fast as it is in real life. In close quarters, this thing is insane. I mean, obviously, because of its blazing fast rate of fire, it's got one of the highest damage outputs in the entire game. It does have a pretty bad first shot multiplier though, in fact one of the highest of all weapons in the game, which most certainly makes this not a burst fire weapon at all. I mean, you'll want to get in up close to your target, get a good beat on him and squeeze the left mouse button until you see positive results. You most certainly can't build any long distance relationship with the Scorpion because, the recoil and the relatively slow bullet spread decrease time will make it all but impossible. Another side effect of this incredibly fast rate of fire is that you're going to be running out of magazine pretty quick. At 1000 RPM, rounds per minute, after all, you're going to only have just under 2 seconds of trigger time to expel all the rounds in your mag, which by the way got buffed a tiny bit, all the way up to 30 rounds since the release of the game. Another interesting challenge that this kind of high rate of fire weapon presents to the game, as opposed to real life I suppose, is bullet damage. You see, because of the way that damage gets confirmed by the server and the game simulation rates and the network update rate, we had the bug in Battlefield 4, and for all I know we still do, where the damage of several bullets got sent to the client at once for these fast rate of fire weapons. So it seemed like you were dying from one single shot, when in reality the enemy sent 3 shots your way. So accusations galore, obviously, and as Level Cap said quite a while ago in one of his videos, it's the reason that the I believe the Ace weapons got banned in the nearly non-existent competitive circles in Battlefield 4. Although I have really trouble believing there is anyone still playing this game competitively. Incidentally, this was the reason that the FAMAS got temporarily nerfed to its rate of fire a while back, anchoring the community somewhat. It has since been reverted to its 1000 rounds per minute rate of fire, but the memory still remains and haunts us all at night. Well, the damage output of the Scorpion has actually been nerfed a bit by DICE, because right now it puts down a maximum of 22.5 damage at 20 meters as opposed to 24 it used to do at the release of the game. which drops off to 13.5 at 50 meters. Now, this is actually a very nice starting damage if you think about it, because most assault rifles in the game start their drop-off at around 8 meters, so the Scorpion keeps its damage from dropping off all the way to 20 meters. Now, this means that smaller maps like TDM and Domination are just a joy to run with this gun. The amount of power it puts down in close quarters is amazing, and it means that all the way out to around 30 meters, it's going to be a 4-hit kill to the body, which with this rate of fire is only about a quarter of a second, provided of course you hit all your shots on target. The Scorpion also has a pretty good short reload time, clocking in at around 1.9 seconds, which I believe is the second quickest among PDWs. Second place coming in after the UMP-45, but only by 5/100ths of a second. It also has a pretty annoying recoil. Its vertical recoil coming in at a pretty healthy 0.4 degrees per shot, and remember that gets multiplied and stacked one on top of another about 1,000 times per minute, so it's quite a nuisance. And its side-to-side recoils are also nothing to write home about, coming in at 0.3 and 0.6 left and right respectively, so it's going to pull more to one side, making it quite a handful on full auto. It's also it's obviously not a burst fire weapon either in the game, with a first shot multiplier of 3, which is well, the worst of all PDWs, obviously, and one of the worst, if not the worst in the entire game. So I'd probably recommend something like a compensator on it to dampen the side-to-side recoil at least some, and keeping it, you know, off the bigger open maps, maybe hanging back towards TDM and Domination maps instead. The ingot foregrip might also work for you, at least, you know, try to dampen the first shot's recoil some, because it is so gigantically big on this gun. Also, this is one of the very few weapons in Battlefield 4 where I'd actually recommend using a laser sight and use it myself. You know me, I've said this time and time again, the laser sight is mostly a nuisance on every gun out there, but you know, outside maybe PDWs, because number one, I usually like to aim down sight on my targets anyway, and you know, the laser only helps with your hipfire accuracy, and B, the hipfire spread on most weapons that aren't PDWs is so big that, you know, using a laser is a moot point. And another thing I just thought about is that the laser kind of gives away your position in a hurry, and, you know, makes it very, very easy for the other team to spot you. Having said that, I like to use the tri-beam laser, not the regular one, because you can sort of see the dots because of the 3 dots that are spread in a triangle around the center of your screen. The dots are easier to see when they're showing up around whatever red dot sight you're using on a gun, and, you know, it doesn't obstruct the view of the laser sight on target of the laser dots. However, here I'm using a laser slash flashlight combo, so needless to say, once you switch off the laser and turn on the flashlight, the laser benefits on the hipfire spread all go out the window. So nothing other than this, nothing much is going to help you with this thing, and it's always going to remain a handful. And that's a good thing, I think, as otherwise it'd be so OP that we'd need to start a whining thread on Reddit saying, "Dice, please nerf. The Scorpion is OP." I hope you enjoyed this episode of Ridiculous Loadout, though, and now, because I don't feel like suffering alone, Gus Davis must also run this loadout and upload it to YouTube, and I'll accept the link down below in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Please rate and share this video as it helps my channel grow. check out my other videos at the end of this one, and remember, in Soviet Russia, YouTube subscribes you.